Like if you found the video valuable. The attic smelled of cedar and dust, filled with the forgotten remnants of a life long lived. Claire had come to help her grandmother pack, but instead of old photo albums or broken clocks, she found a small wooden box tucked beneath a quilt. Inside were letters, dozens of them, tied neatly with a faded ribbon. The paper was yellowed, the ink softened with age. Curiosity tugged at her, and she untied the ribbon. The first letter began, "Dearest Lily, the sea is vast tonight, but I find myself thinking only of you." Claire's brow furrowed. Her grandmother's name was Lily. But her grandmother had never spoken of receiving letters like these. Each envelope was signed by the same hand, "Yours, James." The letters spanned years. James wrote of his voyages as a sailor, of foreign ports and endless waves, but always, his words circled back to Lily. He described her laughter as if it lit the night, her eyes as anchors in a restless sea. And yet, not once did he confess love outright. Every letter lingered at the edge of something unsaid. Claire read until her eyes burned. Who was James? Why had her grandmother hidden these? The next evening, unable to resist, she asked, "Grandma, who was James?" Lily paused, her hand still on the teacup she was holding. A silence stretched. Finally, she sighed. James was a friend. From long ago. Claire wasn't convinced. The way Lily's eyes softened told her there was more. Weeks later, after Lily had gone to bed, Claire returned to the letters. At the bottom of the box, she found one she hadn't noticed before, different from the rest. It wasn't yellowed with time. The paper was crisp, the ink dark. And it was addressed not to Lily, but to Claire. Her breath caught as she unfolded it. Asterisk, "Dear Claire, if you are reading this, then Lily never told you about me. I don't blame her. Some stories are too heavy for one heart alone. I was a sailor, and I loved her more than I ever found the courage to say. My letters were my way of speaking what I could not speak aloud. But I never found my way back. And yet, I believe love, in whatever form, finds its course. Perhaps these words have waited for you. Perhaps, in some way, this story belongs to you now. If so, promise me one thing. Do not let fear keep your heart silent. Say the words I never did. Asterisk. The letter was unsigned, but Claire knew. It was James's final one. Tears blurred her eyes. She could almost see him. This man who had sailed across oceans, carrying feelings too vast to contain, but never brave enough to share. She thought of her grandmother, holding on to these letters for decades, tucking them away in silence. The next morning, Claire showed Lily the final letter. Her grandmother's hands trembled as she held it. For a long moment, she said nothing. Then, with a watery smile, she whispered, "He must have known you'd find it. James always believed in timing. Perhaps this was his way of making sure his words didn't die with me." Claire folded the letter close to her chest. Something inside her shifted. An understanding that love unspoken is still love, but also a warning. Silence leaves echoes. That evening, she walked by the harbor, the sea stretching wide and endless before her. In her pocket, she carried James's last words. The wind tangled her hair, and the stars glimmered like lanterns above the waves. She thought of someone she'd been holding back with, someone she'd never dared to speak her heart to. And for the first time, she felt the courage to try. Claire whispered into the night, as if James could hear her across time and tide, "I'll say the words you couldn't. I promise." The sea answered with its endless rhythm, carrying her vow into the horizon.